Hello students, welcome to Abhyaas ID Prep. In this video, we are going to discuss about JEE Mains 2026 January 23rd paper 1 shift analysis of chemistry paper. Let's get into the video. First question. This question is asked from atomic structure, which is Bohr's model, Nana. So, which of the following statement regarding the energy of the stationary state is true in the following one electron system? They are giving that, you know the energy, right? So, is equals to minus 2.180 into 10 to the power of minus 18 they are giving, right? So lithium means, that is lithium means 2 plus means it is third orbit, right? So hence the answer will be fourth one. So not that much tricky, we need to apply the conceptual formula, okay? And moving on to next question. This question is asked from solutions, which is like Raoult's law deviation, positive deviation. Which one of the following graphs actually represents the plot of partial pressure of CS2 versus mole fraction of acetone? See, CS2 and acetone. If you see here, this is what, Nana? Non-polar, right? So this comes polar, right? So if these two are what? Non-ideal mixtures, right? Non-ideal mixtures. Hence, it is obeying Henry's law, right? It is obeys that Henry's law. That means, therefore, below mole fraction of individual. It means what, Nana? Mole fraction of individual, right? So here you can see the formula. Assuming this, you will get the answer like 1. Okay. And moving on to next question. This is from classification of elements and periodicity trends they are asking. Ionization enthalpy. The correct trend in the first ionization enthalpy is of the element in third period of periodic table. As we all know, from moving from left to right, what happens? Ionization enthalpy increases, right? So phosphorus and chlorine will have more stable due to half-filled orbitals. So all among this we are having phosphorus and chlorine. And coming to this case, aluminium need to be first. So answer will be 1. We need to follow the trends, then we can answer easily. Not that much difficulty question this is. And moving on to next question. This question is asked from halogens and the reaction. See here, they have given the molecule. They are asking the reagent, which can be converted into normal alkane to carboxylic acid. You can see here itself. If you see the options, carboxylic acid is getting your product Y. In this option, third option you can see hydrolysis means you will get OH molecule. So you can cancel this, eliminate this option. Jones reagent. Which is Jones reagent, Anna? CrO3 plus H. It might be, right? And comes here to hot KMnO4 means oxidation. So it is not going to happen. This is not your option. And moving on to this, Jones reagent. So we can assume that second one and third one. And moving on to see, while doing reaction, what happens here? Br CH3. So NOET. NOET. So what happens here? You are getting your molecule which is CH3, right? So upon doing hydroboration, which is B2H6, what you will get your, Nana? Alcohol, right? So alcohol molecule you are getting, right? Upon doing Jones reagent, when you are doing Jones reagent, then you will get your carboxylic acid, right? So hence the answer will be, the option will be 4, right? So if you are knowing any single step of this reagent, how it is going to work, then you can answer easily, right? So not that much tricky. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from electrochemistry. In the given electrochemical cell, they are giving that at 29 Kelvin, the cell potential will increase. See, silver is going to silver chloride and ferrous is going to ferrous chloride. Let's see here the reaction, chlorine minus plus Ag plus Fe2 plus, right? We are getting Fe3 plus AgCl. If you apply Nernst equation, which is E cell is equals to E cell minus 0.059 1 by log, I am writing here itself, concentration Fe2 plus by Fe3 plus concentration of chlorine, you are getting your answer, right? So upon doing this, applying the formula, you will get that which are increasing and decreasing. Hence C will going to decrease and ferrous 3 is going to increase and C, chlorine is going to, hence option will be 4, C, D, E, right? Moving on to next question, organic compound containing oxygen. Here X is the product which is obtained from the proponitrile and stannous chloride, which is SnCl2, in the presence of hydrochloric acid followed by hydrolysis. Y is the product which is obtained from the 2-ene by the ozonolysis followed by the hydrolysis. So which product is obtained? 1 mole of X and 1 mole of Y reacted with each other in presence of alkali followed by heating. See here what happening means when Stanton's chloride means Stephen's reduction. When you are using with SnCl2 with HCl, you are getting what Nana? Aldehyde, right? And when you are treating with but2-ene compound, doing upon ozonolysis, you are getting aldehyde compound, 2 are aldehyde. But when you are reacting with X and both simultaneously in presence of sodium hydroxide, you are not getting the molecule. It is not going to form Nana. So when you are reacting these two molecules, you are getting 2-methyl penta-2-enol, right? Hence the option will be 3-methyl butadienol. Okay, we need to apply some concept of reactions here. And moving on to next question, this question is from nitrogens. So we need to observe that reagents where it is going to work. Like that we can answer easily. Here they have given nitrobenzene upon SnHCl, means what Nana? Here reduction is happening, means you know that here what happens? NH2 you will get, right? So upon doing acylation, what happens here? Acylation means you will get NH into C double bond O CH3, right? Again doing bromination. Upon doing bromination, what you are getting here itself? Bromine will going to attack here, right? NH, your acylation, CH3, this is your bromine, right? So assuming that the reaction proceeds to complete, 137 milligrams of 4-nitrotoluene will produce. They are asking the percentage, right? So here 137 into 10 to the power of minus 4 by 137, you are getting how much? 0.001 mole, right? When you are treating with this, 0.001 into 228 milligrams. They are asking in milligrams. You convert into milligrams, right? So hence upon doing calculation you will get answer 3, right? You need to understand the reagents, then you will get your answer. Moving on to next question, chemical thermodynamics. You need to know that sign conventions too. A cup of water at 5 degrees Celsius system placed in a micro oven and the oven is turned for 1 minute, during which the water begins to boil. Which of the following option is true? See, I am assuming that T1 is equals to 5 degrees, right? And I am thinking that T2 will be 100 degrees Celsius. Then what happens? Then your delta T will be positive and your Q will be positive and your internal energy will be positive. But your work done will be what, Nana? Negative. Why? Because due to expansion, right? Due to expansion, your work done will be negative. There itself you need to learn about the sign conventions. Here itself the option will be 2, right? Moving on to next question. This question is raised from coordination compounds, which is from crystal field theory. See, they have given the statements of NCERT based. So here you need to observe that energy is inversely proportional to your wavelength and your energy is directly proportional to frequency, right? When strong field ligand is inversely proportional to what, Nana? Your wavelength. If you answer this concept, you will get your answer. Iron will absorb the light of lower energy than that of COCl4. Not at all. And the ion energy separation between two sets of d orbital is more than carbon chloride. Is it true? Not at all. So hence first statement will be true. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Option 2 will be your answer. And moving on to next question. This question is from hydrocarbons. They are asking about the reagent. See, but2-ene and hydrogen 1 mole of each are separately treated with PD, palladium chloride, and with also liquid ammonia, right? So to give the products X and Y. See, when this reactant is reacting in the presence of palladium chloride, you are getting what, Nana? Cis-butene, right? And when it is reacting with sodium liquid ammonia, you are getting trans, right? So they are asking incorrect statements here. See, X and Y are stereoisomers. Yes, these two are stereoisomers. And dipole moment of X is 0. No. And boiling point of X is higher than Y. Yes. And X and Y react to ozonolysis and hydrolysis to give different products. When you are doing with this reagents, it will give same products as acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde, not different products. So hence, the incorrect statements will be B and D. So option 2 is your answer, right? Moving on to next question. This question is asked from atomic structure. Let's assume that given n is equals to 5 and m is equals to 1. Let's write about possible. Possible, how many you are getting? 1, 2, 3, 4. And your orbitals is having how many, Nana? Here itself 4. And your electrons, 4 into 2, 8 you are getting. But in this case, n is 3, 1 is 2 and your spin is plus half. Therefore, here electron is having only 1. Therefore, answer will be 8 and 1. Simple and easy question. Moving on to next question, you need to identify that whether this question you need to answer means you need to identify that whether it is electron withdrawing, electron donating, such that way you can answer easily. See, you are having methoxy, nitrogen and chlorine. This is electron donating group, right? This is electron withdrawing group. It is which effect, Nana? Minus M effect, right? And moving on to this, there is also electron withdrawing group. First will goes to nitrogen, then chlorine, then methoxy, BAC. So option will be 4, right? When you do this type of answers means you need to get general organic chemistry concept very clearly. Moving on to next question, coordination compounds. See the statements that are incorrect about nickel complex of dimethyl glucoxime are. See, this is the structure of dimethyl glucose. So it is in red in color. Not at all, it will be in rosy red, Nana, not in pure red, and it is high solubility in water pH. No, it will be in basic medium PPT. So hence this option is not correct. The anion has 2 unpaired electrons. Not at all, because it is having 0 unpaired electrons. The anion bond angle almost 90 degrees. When you see here, it is almost 90 degrees. Therefore, statement is correct. And the complex contains 4 5-membered ring. If you see here, 4 5-membered ring is having, no, it is not 4, it is 2 5-membered ring. The correct answers from the following 3. Moving on to next question, this is from biomolecules. See, they are asking that from the given following A to D cyclic structures, which will not give with Tollens reagent. It should not give Tollens reagent. See here, the first carbon, OH and H molecule. Here you are having methoxy. Here you are having methoxy. Here you are having H and OH, right? So when you are doing this and this, you will get what, Nana? Aldehyde. So it will, but it should not give. And moving on to this methoxy group and methoxy group, it is not giving, right? So answer will be B and C. Very easy one. And moving on to 65th question. This question is from chemical bonding. Identify the molecule X with the maximum number of lone pairs of electrons using Lewis dot structure. They have given HNO3, H2SO4, NF3 and O3. Choose the correct bond angle made the central atom. If you see here itself, you know the structures, right? So they are asking about Lewis dot structure means how many having more. Let's assume that O3 you know very well. NF3, I'll write about NF3 because it is having more, right? Lewis dot structure. Coming to Lewis dot structure, you are having more, right? So coming to all this, NF3 is having more lone pair and lowest dipole moment for this. So here how many you can see here? 10, right? 10 lone pairs you can see here itself. So obviously the angle will be at 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, right? Moving on to next question. This question is from practicals, like you need to apply some practicals related chemistry. If you see here, Bayes test means if you know one option, you can answer easily. If you match the following case, it's having better option that if you know 2 options, you can answer easily. So match the following is the most easiest way to answer. Bayes test means it will give pink color, Nana. So pink color, discharge pink color. And alcoholic group means what is that? Alcoholic group. Alcoholic group, violet, red color appears. So if you know A4, so you can option eliminate here A4 and B1. So your answer will be 2. See 3. So if you know any 2 options, you can answer easily, right? Moving on to next question. From purification, characteristic sublimation of boiling point and vessels. Sublimation is used for the separation and purification of compounds with low melting point. Is it? Yes. See, I2 is reacted with silicon in presence of heating. This I2 will be vaporized, right? This will be vaporized and it will be remain. So statement 1 will be correct. And moving on to statement 2, the boiling point of a liquid increases as the external pressure reduces. Yes, statement 1 and 2 will be true. So hence option both statements is true. Option 3. And moving on to next question. Compound P undergoes the following sequence of reaction. You see the reaction here, they are giving the reagents. You need to know that how the reagent works. KOHBr2, Hoffman bromide reaction. It is converting into cyanide. Means you need to observe that it is having amine and it is having Hoffman bromide. You know that. What is the perspective of KOH and Br2? It is Hoffman, means what? It is converting into amine to amide. Means your Q compound will be NH2, right? And here after doing amide to amine, C double bond O, then you are converting into isocyanide compound, right? So if amine compound is getting, means which can convert into amine compound? You can assume that among the options you can think that carboxylic acid can be happen. C. So answer will be 2. You need to know that how the reagent is going to work, then you can answer easily. Moving on to next question. The correct statement from the following: ionic radii of trivalent cations of group 13 elements decrease down the group. Not at all. Electronegativity of group 13 elements decreases the down group. No. Among the group 13 elements, boron has the highest ionization enthalpy. Yes. And the trichloride and triide of group 13 elements are covalent nature. Highest polarization means what here happening? Highest polarization means directly to covalent. So hence option will be 2. So the correct statements are C and D. Right? So not that much tricky, very easy. Moving on to next question, consider the general reaction given below at 400 degrees. They are giving that the value of Kp and Kc. So if you see the conditions here, you need to apply the formula, which is Kp is equals to RT(Ng). If you apply this formula for 1 and 2, you will get your answer. I am writing for 1, which is they have given 8.587 by 2.586. Upon doing, you will get some value which is this much, right? This is your Kp. And second case, if you do for Kp, 0.862 by 28.62, upon doing, you will get some value. So it should be positive and it should be negative. While doing, it should be positive and it should be negative. See, 3 minus 1 means 3 minus 1, how much you are getting? Minus 2. Means it should not be negative, it should be positive. Here also 4 minus 1, 1 minus 3. Hence the fourth option will be 2. Right? So, moving on to next question from chemical kinetics. See, for thermal decomposition of a reaction AB, the following is constructed. Thermal decomposition, it is 0 order. You need to write 0 order. Then what happens for T half is equals to by K. So initial concentration is your 0.6. And what is K? K is equals to 5.10 to the 1. You'll get your answer. Right? Very easy one. Moving on to next question. For the following gas phase equilibrium reaction at constant temperature, they have given NH3 is into N2 plus H2. They are asking that total pressure. Total pressure root 3 and pressure of equilibrium constant Kp is they're telling that 9. And then degree of concentration they are asking. Right? So when you are doing the reaction, see here at initial what you are getting now 1 mole. Here 0, 0. At equilibrium 1 minus alpha, alpha by 2, 3 alpha by 2. Upon doing calculation, you have to find that total pressure of nitrogen, total pressure of H2 by total pressure of NH3. Upon doing this, you will get your answer. Okay. Moving on to next question. This question from basic concepts in chemistry. X milligrams of pure HCl was used to make an aqueous solution, and 25.0 ml of 0.1 m barium hydroxide solution is used when the HCl solution was titrated. They are asking the numerical value. I am using here chemical law of equivalence. So chemical law of equivalence means which is N into M into V into Vf, right? So here for N means weight by gram molecular weight. For M they have given that 0.1 and for N they have given that 25 and 2. Right? Here for weight you need to write X into 1000. For gram molecular weight, how much you need to do for gram molecular weight? 36.5 I guess. Upon doing calculation you will get some value. And moving on to next question, consider all the structural isomers with molecular formula C5H11Br are separated treated with KOH aqueous to give respect substitution products without any rearrangement. They are asking without any rearrangement the number of products can exhibit optical isomerisms. See, CH means you are having this, you are having this, and you are having this. So optical isomerism means what happens here, when you are doing here, you will get your bromine here, right? And again, so you will get your bromine here, right? Again, you will get your bromine, right? So how many you are getting here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? With optical isomerism, which is 2 par n. If you do on tertiary carbon, here what happens here, this is your identical one, right? So it can't possible. So answer hence 6. Moving on to next question, the crystal field splitting energy of cobalt oxalate complex n times that of chromium oxalate complex. Here n they are asking. See, for cobalt, you know that 3D, how much now? 6, 4s, 0, right? And coming to chromium, you are having 3D, 3, 4s, 0. Here itself you can find the ratio. Here itself you can find the ratio, which is 2. You need not to go that much. So this is JEE Mains 2026 January 23rd shift 1 analysis. It is more overly concept based and formula based questions and NCERT level also. Thanks for watching.